Guys, this is Willow. Today I'm going to make some curried sausages. Very simple, very easy, one of the first things that I actually learnt to cook. So I've got 4 sausages that I'm going to throw in my saucepan. And then I'm just going to cover those with some water. Bring them up to a boil, let them boil for about 10 minutes so that a lot of the fat and that comes out of them. I need this one. And we'll go back to the table for the rest of it. For our next bit, while my sausages are coming up to boil, I'm going to need 2 baby carrots. 1 decent sized carrot will be fine if you don't have little baby ones. And 1 good fist-sized onion. I mean, I've only got baby hands, but it is a decent-sized onion. And simple as cutting them up. Okay, so after they've boiled for about 10 minutes, you want to turn the heat off and let them cool down. I'm going to take them out on a separate plate. So my next step is you want to take your sausage that has a skin on it. This one is actually already de-skinned. And most of their skins will actually pop. And all you have to do is pull them off. As they cool, the skin shrinks, and it just makes so much easier to get your skins off. Then you don't need to eat your skins, and you've got 4 nice sausages. Now these sausages are brought sausages. I do make my own, but I haven't been well, so I'm cheating today. And then cut up your sausages however you like. Done. Set them to one side and we'll start with the next step. Now we'll turn our heat back on. I'll just show you my carrots and onions that I've cut up. Now you want to make your carrots and your onions quite fine. That's about how fine mine are, because you don't want great big huge lumps of carrot and onion through your curry. Now this is the way that I do it anyway. Each to their own, I say. If you want big chunks, but by all means go right ahead. And there's my baby carrots. I like using baby carrots because they're softer, they're sweeter, more tender, less cooking time, and they taste nicer. Once it starts getting hot, you can go ahead and dump in your carrots and your onions. I'm just going to sweat the onions off and your carrots. Now this is 4 sausages, and you can make this to feed 5 or 6 people with some vegetables and as side dishes. Put it on a bed of rice, sausages on top. I mean, I just put onions and carrots in mine. You can put peas, corn, broccoli, cauliflower, snow peas, whatever you like in your curry. I'm just showing you the way that my nan used to make it when pennies were tight. She used to grow carrots and onions out of her garden, so it didn't cost her anything for the carrots and the onions. She always had curry powder, and she always had plain flour. She used to have a cow, so she always had butter and cream and milk on hand. So the only thing that she really had to buy was the protein, the sausages. Which made it a very cheap, economical meal. Rice was as cheap as chips then. You could get, I think it was a pound of rice for threepence, I think. I know she used to be able to go to the movies for 2 and 6. Two shillings and 6p, I think it was, in Australians' old money. And I believe that my grandfather used to get paid 3 shillings a week. 3 shillings. But I think that's like, I don't know, 60 cents or something like that nowadays. I'm not quite sure on the conversion. Don't hold me to that. But and she used to be able to save money with 3 shillings. Back then, in those days, there was no unemployment benefits. There was no welfare. There was no disability pensions. There was nothing like that. You had to make do with what you had and look after your own. Okay, now that your onions and your carrots have started to soften a bit, and you don't want to get any colour on these, you don't want to make them into fried onions. You just want to sweat the onions down until they go nice and soft, and that raw smell of onion has gone, and you start to get the sweet smell. And you're going to pour in about a teaspoon and a half of oil of your choice. And then the curry powder. And you can make it as hot as you like. If you want to add chilies at this stage, this is where you would add it. Maybe 1.5 teaspoons of curry. And that's kind of a mild curry, so that you've got the nice curry flavour and a good punch of curry without it being too hot. And now you're just going to taste off the curry powder. So if you wanted to add garlic, this is where you would add it. If you want to add chilli, this is where you would add it. Okay. I'm just going to pop in about 2.5 tablespoons of butter. And let that melt. So you want to turn your heat down to about a medium-low heat, because now is when we need to watch it. I'm going to add 1/4 cup of milk powder. 3, 2 to 3, depending on how you like the sweetness. There's probably about 2 tablespoons of sugar in there. If you don't want sugar, you can put sultanas. You can put honey, but it will change the the taste of your curry. See how your butter has started to turn into an oil? And your curry has gone into your butter. That's the stage that you're looking for. Now we're going to add a shot glass full of plain flour, and stir that in. Now we're also going to add milk to this, so when you add your plain flour, make sure you have your milk on standby ready to go. You want to cook that flour out really, really well. It takes a good 10 minutes to cook the flour out properly so that you don't get that floury taste when you have a curry. And this is where you need to keep stirring it. Make sure the flour doesn't catch on the bottom. If it does, just lift it off the heat. Let it cool down for a while you keep stirring. Okay. The curry's turned into a nice nutty brown colour. And now we're going to turn it green. And now that the flour's cooked out, we're going to add our milk. Now, there's no actual measurement for the amount of milk that I use. It comes down to personal preference on how thin or thick you like your curry sauce. But you add your milk slowly. Work your flour and your milk together. If you add all your milk all at once, you're just going to end up with lumpy curry sauce. When you add the milk slowly, it helps the flour open up and work the protein in the flour so that it doesn't leave that floury taste behind. In between each addition of milk, you want to wait till you start to hear your sizzle again, so that the cooking process doesn't slow down too much. Just keep going, adding milk to your curry sauce until you've got it as thick as you like it. Now, once you've got your curried sauce to the desired thickness of your liking, whether it be nice and thick or whether it be thin, you want to bring your sauce very slowly back up to a scorching heat so that it's just below the simmer level, because now that you've added your flour and your milk, this will burn and will stick to the bottom of your pot if you don't keep it moving. And then you'll end up with the burnt curry flavour, which doesn't taste very nice either. So when it starts to, I don't know whether you can see it in this light, but the steam is starting to rise back up. That's what you're looking for. And then you're going to add your sausages into your curry. Give it a stir. Now, if you had to go to work, but you still wanted to have this, at this stage, you could put your curry sauce and your sausages into a slow cooker, crock pot, and put it on a low heat, the lowest heat setting that you've got, and let it go for an hour or two. Come home to hot curried sausages, boil some potatoes or some vegetables or some rice, and your meal is ready to go. This curried sausages, when my nan would make it, she would make it in the morning and then she would let it cool down, and the next day she would heat it back up again and she'd serve it with rice and vegetables. The curried sausages always tasted better the next day. Don't get me wrong, they were yummy just straight out of the pot, but leaving it till the next day, oh my god, which is what I'm going to do. So now that the sausages are in, the sauce is cooked. You want to taste the sauce to make sure that it's to your liking, sweet enough, got enough curry, does it need salt, does it need pepper? Have a little taste, see what you think. And just tweak it to however you like it. This is how my nan used to make it, this is how I like it, so this is how I make it. Not too bad. So, tomorrow I will come back, we'll do a taste test, and I'll show you what the finished product looks like. Till then, happy prep. Hey guys, how you going? Well, it's lunchtime here in Tassie, so it's time to try out curried sausages. I've just cooked myself a piece of toast. I was going to do potatoes, but when I went to market this morning, it was potatoes didn't look the best, so I decided against it. So a piece of toast is what I'm having. Here we go. It's very hot. Oh my goodness. Good stuff. Very budget friendly meal. You can make it go a long way, even on a piece of toast. Till next time, thanks for watching. Happy prepping!